As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Enjoy. Hey, I'm here today to review with you this coffee maker cleaner by Active. They sent me a sample to go ahead and try out for you guys, so you're getting my first time using this and my honest reactions to it for the first time here. So we're going to go ahead and clean my coffee maker back here. I have a coffee pod Keurig here, and so you can feel free to pause and read the instructions on the back if you'd like, but what you're supposed to do is fill your water tank to the max fill level and then drop one of these things in. I'm going to open one with you in a minute and run it 2 cycles. So run 2 cycles of the cleaning water and empty the dirty water from the cup between it. I've got a clear cup so I can show you if it's dirty or not, so if it's actually cleaning. And then you're supposed to dump it out, refill it with clean water, and then run 2 more cycles. And that is supposed to be how you clean this machine. So we're going to open this up and see here what we have. We have a nice handwritten note, which is nice. So it's a small family company, which I love supporting that. So feel free to pause and look at that. This looks actually handwritten and not like one of those printed ones that they try to fake you out with. It actually looks like there's ink on here. So that's pretty cool. And then it comes with all of the different pods here. They give you a year supply and they recommend once every couple of weeks doing it. So they're individually packaged, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Nice and sealed. All right, and so this is what it looks like. So just a giant tablet there of soap. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in to my full tank. You can see it starting to dissolve there, kind of like an antacid. So I'm gonna put the lid on, and my machine's already been on, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that and run. It says run the fullest cup, so I'm gonna go ahead and run that, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna show you what comes out the first time, but then what I'm gonna do is, I almost wonder if I should have waited till it was done dissolving. We'll see, I guess. Maybe I'll even run it a third time just to give it a fair shot. Because right now the water's coming out kind of clear. So what I'm going to do is run this a couple of times, and then I'm going to come back and show you the results so you don't have to sit here with me running it the entire time. But we're still getting some dissolving happening over there. Okay, so I'm back now with these coffee maker cleaning little tablets. And when I ran it the first time, the water was coming out clear. And so that's why I kind of paused and came back here. Because what the instructions don't say, which I probably should have assumed, is to just let the tablet go ahead and dissolve all the way before you run it. So maybe user error there. But now that it is dissolved, you might be able to see that my water there is a little bit foggy and murky. So the tablet is dissolved. So now what we're going to do is run another cycle, and I want to see if this water comes out dirty or not. So let's go ahead and run it on the largest cup size. Excuse me. Let's see what happens. So again, you can go ahead and look at the back of this package if you'd like and read it. So the water's still coming out clear. Actually, I do see a few little chunks of stuff in there, so it's okay. So what I was expecting from this, by the way, I did grab a spoon and stir it up. I don't know if I had to do that or not, but what I was expecting from this is for like brown coffee looking water to come out. What's actually happening is I'm seeing, I don't know if the camera will show it, I'll pull it up in a minute, some grinds and some chunks of things come in. So I guess that is what descaling a coffee machine looks like. You can tell that I don't clean ours very often, so maybe I should. But okay, so it's about finished. And I'm going to show you our water here. There's stuff floating around in it, so that it is cleaning now, which is great. So I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's stuff in the bottom there floating around. It's kind of hard for me to show you because the back of my counter is messing with it, but there's all kind of debris in the bottom. So I can show you from this angle. I don't know if you can see that there's a bunch of kind of crud in the bottom there. So I'm going to do what it says and dump out that first bit and then run it again. So kind of trick it into thinking I'll put a pod in. Again, it says run it on the highest cup setting. So we'll run it through. So yeah, I'm glad we're doing this together because it's different from what I expected. Like I said, I was expecting some brown water to come out. So I like that this is a while this is running. I like that this is a small family company. Like I said, you can see here that there's this little handwritten note. And I actually have another one of their products that they sent, and it was a different family member that wrote it. So these are actually handwritten notes, which is kind of nice, thanking you for buying their product. So again, it says use the cleaning tablets twice a month for best results. There, it does have a set of tips on the back you can see, and on all of their products, it says basically if you haven't done this before, or if it's really especially dirty, go ahead and run a second cycle. I'm not thinking mine is going to need that. We do use my coffee machine a lot, but I've run vinegar through it before, and I was curious how this is going to do. What I'm also going to do when I empty this out is check the bottom of my water tank, because the bottom of the water tank had some like gross brownish looking junk in the bottom. All right, so here is the second cycle. So it says to run 2. This cycle actually looks a little more tinged. I don't know if you can tell on camera. It looks a little yellowish brown. So it got some, that's a little more what I was expecting. And again, there's more crud in the bottom. I almost wonder if I should run it a third time, but I won't. So it says to run it twice. I don't want to, I already ran it 3 times because I kind of messed it up the first time. So what I'm going to do is dump out this tank, and then it runs 2 cycles of clean water through. But before I get off and do that, I'm going to show you the bottom of my tank, and we're going to see together if it cleaned it. Oh my gosh, it did. So you can see there's no brown crud at the bottom anymore. That's pretty awesome. All right, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit skeptical, but it cleaned it out. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this all the way back up with just regular water and run it through the machine again, and then it's supposed to be ready to use. But overall, I think I could recommend this because there's no more crud in the bottom of my tank there. And it did have stuff coming out that was more, like I said, chunks instead of brown water. So overall, I think this did what it is advertised to do.